Title: After her trip, my wife tried to downgrade us to friends. My response blew her mind. I never imagined that a single week could change everything in my marriage. My name is Jason, I'm 33 and I've been married to my wife Megan for 6 years. We had built a life together, 2 kids, a cozy home, routines that felt comfortable. Or so I thought. Lately, Megan had become distant, distracted, almost secretive. I chalked it up to stress, work, or the pressures of family life. But there's a voice inside you that never lies, the gut feeling. And mine was screaming. Then came the news. Megan was leaving for a girls' trip, a full week with her friends. She was excited, talking about spa days, cocktails, and fun nights out. I didn't say much. I wanted her to have fun, to feel free. But there was something in her tone, a subtle hesitation, a brief pause before she smiled, that told me not everything was as simple as she presented it. I tried to brush it aside, focusing on my own work and the kids. But the nagging feeling lingered, growing stronger with each passing day. And when she returned, the moment she walked through the door, everything changed. She looked at me with a lightness I hadn't seen in weeks, and said, "Jason, let's just be friends for now. I need space." Friends? After years of marriage, of shared struggles and triumphs, of late nights and early mornings together, she wanted to downgrade us to friends, as if our past didn't matter. My chest tightened, a mix of disbelief and simmering anger. I could see she expected me to comply, to nod, to accept this sudden shift without question. But I realized something important in that instant. I didn't have to react the way she wanted. I had the power to respond on my own terms. I took a deep breath and let a calm clarity settle over me. I didn't yell, didn't argue, didn't beg. Instead, I allowed myself to see the truth clearly. Something had happened on that trip, something she didn't want to admit. And instead of letting her evade accountability, I would reveal the truth. Not in anger, but in a way that made her fully understand the consequences of her choice. I waited until the kids were asleep, and the house was quiet. Megan had gone to the kitchen to make herself a drink, humming softly as if nothing had happened. I followed, my steps deliberate, my mind sharp. "Megan," I began, my voice calm but steady. "We need to talk about what happened on your trip." She froze, hand on the counter, her smile fading. "Jason." She started, but I held up a finger. "No excuses. No half-truths. I want the full story." For a moment, she hesitated, her eyes darting around like she was searching for a way out. But there was no escape. Not this time. Not after the wall she had tried to put between us, calling for friendship when everything inside me knew it wasn't true. "You wanted distance because of him, didn't you?" I said, naming the unspoken. Her face drained of color, and she looked at me, shocked that I could see through her carefully crafted act. Jason, I shook my head gently. "Save it. I already know. And I need you to understand something. Actions have consequences. You didn't just downgrade our relationship with words. You crossed a line I will never forget. And you tested a trust that isn't yours to take lightly." Megan's voice trembled. "I didn't mean for it to go that far. I just felt. I don't know." I stepped closer, keeping my tone steady, controlled. "You chose this, Megan. You made a decision, and now you're living with the aftermath. I'm not here to punish you. But I am here to let you face the reality of what your choices cost us. And right now, it cost you my trust, my patience, and the sense that our marriage is a safe space." She swallowed hard, eyes brimming with tears, but I didn't flinch. I didn't soften. Instead, I let the weight of truth hang in the air, unbroken, undeniable. And slowly, the realization dawned on her. The gravity of what she had done, and that no simple words of apology could erase the damage. For the first time in months, I felt a strange calm. The confrontation wasn't about anger or revenge. It was about clarity. It was about drawing a line, showing that betrayal has consequences, and that being honest with yourself and your partner is non-negotiable. Megan sank into a chair, finally silent, the reality of her choices settling in like a heavy weight. I stood there, not to gloat, not to lecture, but to make one thing unmistakably clear. Our relationship could not simply return to friendship, as if nothing had happened. Trust, once broken this way, cannot be patched over with casual words or hollow promises. I've loved you for years, Megan, I said softly, but love without honesty is nothing. I can't just pretend your trip didn't happen, or that your desire to downgrade us doesn't sting. I need to live in a world where what I see and what I know aligns. And right now, that world doesn't exist for us. Her eyes filled with tears, trembling lips forming words that never came out. She had expected denial, perhaps acceptance, maybe even guilt on my part. But instead, she was met with clarity, with the mirror of her own actions reflecting back at her. In that silence, I realized something profound. Confronting the truth, however painful, is liberating. It allows you to reclaim control over your life, your emotions, and your choices. I made my decision then. Not impulsively, not out of rage, but deliberately. I would no longer let her betrayal dictate my emotions or my future. I calmly walked toward the door, leaving her to sit with the consequences of her actions. Think about what you've done, I said over my shoulder. Because the world doesn't reset for mistakes. You live with them, and so do I, but on my terms. The next few days were quiet. Megan didn't try to contact me. I didn't respond if she did. I focused on myself, my work, and my children, reconnecting with the parts of my life that had felt dimmed by her choices. And in that space, clarity grew. I wasn't just surviving her betrayal. I was reclaiming my life from it. Weeks later, when we spoke again, the dynamic had shifted completely. She understood the gravity of her actions, the impossibility of returning to friendship without repair, without accountability. And I understood something crucial. Betrayal, while devastating, can also be a catalyst. It forces honesty, it exposes truth, and it challenges you to set boundaries that protect your heart. Sometimes the hardest conversations are the most necessary. Sometimes walking away with dignity, leaving manipulation and lies behind, is the only way to preserve your own integrity. And sometimes revealing the truth isn't about revenge. It's about reclaiming your life and showing the other person the undeniable weight of their choices.